So this is a video that was going to be a blog post. It's one of those. It's also one of the things I hold off on making because I don't know what the repercussions of it will be. I don't think there will be any, because honestly it doesn't matter, and the person who might make there be repercussions probably has heard this before or needs to hear it. So anyway, I shadowed Millionaire here in town a while ago, and I don't really have a lot of negative things to say about it. I know that preface sounded ominous, but it was a really fun time. I liked it a lot. His name is Kevin, and he is super great. The way I met him was just like partying and going to the opening of his new facility here in town, which is a co-working space that's hoping to keep more students in the Springs, which I think is an admirable goal and really exciting, and something that's just incredibly hard to pull off in general, to make a co-working space profitable and to make it work for the community instead of just for itself or just for a business or just for, and they're really trying to be a community supporting effort. So that I admire a ton. And I also am fascinated by this guy's strategy. He has just grown his wealth from Colorado Springs endeavors, and then he's bought companies and brought them here because he likes Colorado Springs. So that's badass. I like that a lot. There were a couple things that I was frustrated with along the way, though. Just like shadowing Pam, which I talked about in an earlier video, I was kind of surprised by the length of meetings and the lack of structure in time, given how defensive these people are of their time. Once you have their time, they're oddly not defensive of it. And so that the firewall outside of them that keeps them from opportunities is not how I live my life, and I'm not familiar with that, and so I have a hard time relating to that. And then the complete lack of structure once you're inside that firewall with how they spend their time with people is a weird dichotomy and doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I guess it works for them. But I thought that was worth commenting on. I think it's weird. And I think probably things could be done more effectively by having a little bit more permeable outer circle and a little bit more rigid structure or plan or schedule or whatever you want to call it. Also, I was a little bit upset or irked or confused by the fact that a lot of my day shadowing him was spent watching him and other adult white males in Colorado Springs. And I know Colorado Springs is not the most diverse place in the world, but this just frustrates me in general. They were essentially strategizing how to take companies that they own and then put female or minority leaders at the top of them and have them get extra government contracts because of that, and that was just troubling. And I know that this is something that people have done for time immemorial, and strategies to make more money on the part of rich people are common. Once you have money, it's because you're good at making money, and you're good at making money because you come up with strategies to make money, so this just makes sense. But still, frustrated that it was less about starting a coaching problem or a coaching course to help minorities and women start businesses and own them wholly themselves. It was more about how do we put these figureheads that look good at the helms of our companies so that we can make more money. I just think that that's an admirable goal with the wrong motivation behind it, and I'm not sure how they feel about that, though I'm sure they could defend themselves if they needed to. So, worth mentioning and kind of disturbing to see. Don't think it's going to change anytime soon, and I don't know what interests need to be aligned differently to make those things change, because obviously the U.S. government is trying to encourage women and minority ownership of companies with programs like that. So to see those programs taken advantage of by people who are already in a privileged position who honestly don't need to take advantage of those programs was, I suppose, disheartening but also educational. So thank you, and also stop it. Those are my reactions to that. Overall, the experience was super, super, super duper cool. And I also just really enjoyed watching the day-to-day and the strategies and planning. And when you're CEO of 40 companies, your day-to-day is totally different from most people's work week and totally different from most even C-level executives' work week. And so that's what I was most fascinated about, because I can imagine what a CEO does running a company and guiding the vision of a single organization, because I've seen it done and I've done it myself. And I just have a hard time imagining how you split 40 companies that you own over the people that you've hired and over your own time and schedule. And so I was really curious how much he micromanages and what the things he doesn't micromanage at all on. He actually let me sit on in some other meetings that I can't actually talk about what they did, but he let me see just some of how his businesses run completely without him while I was there shadowing him, which was a really cool opportunity, and thank you for that. So there's a lot of stuff Kevin doesn't micromanage. And then there's some stuff he does. But I suppose, you know, when you're at the top of a company, you really can't help micromanaging some things. There's so many things you could micromanage. Eventually, some of them fall through. So, yeah. Same reaction, though, that I had with Pam. Like, there are some things that it's just weird for you to be micromanaging, and there are some ways you can spend your time that are kind of different from what I expected. So, I think it was funny to see those overlaps between the two shadowing missions. But overall, both were really, really positive experiences. I'm glad I did them. So, yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you got a kick out of it. And I hope if you are Kevin that you liked my comments and don't hate me now. Just thoughts, you know? That's all. Who am I to criticize these people? But, yeah, that's what I think. So, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.